Greetings. Welcome to our spring equinox practice. Join me with Angie, my soul sister, and my name is Julie. So we'll begin coming into spring. The equinox in Latin means coming from night to day and coming out of that hibernation of winter, moving into the warmth of spring, new beginnings, all the butterflies, birds, all the little babies in the paddocks, all the farm animals. So this is what it's all about. It's about transmission and balance. So get yourself set up if you need blocks, bolsters, blankets, pillows, whatever you've got handy at home. We'll start in a little bit of meditation. Now, if you've got a block or a blanket, you can prop yourself up. I'm sitting on a block, bringing the hips forward and the knees point down towards the ground. So you can just rest the back of the hands to the thighs. You can also rest one hand on top of the other in the lap. We keep the spine erect. So straighten up, pull the chin in towards the throat, and then close down the eyes. Try to have your gaze at the eyebrow center, stare in between the eyebrows, gently into that darkness. Make sure the teeth are apart, you're not clenching the jaw. Relax the tongue, the skin on the face. Let it melt. Shoulders sinking. Now, one way to control the mind from wandering is to focus on your breath. So let's breathe in through the nose, allow the belly to rise, but keep bringing the breath high so the collarbones lift. And then on the out breath through the nose, pull the belly in towards the spine. So really slow it down, ribs come back together. Now do that again. I like to use a ratio of counting for 4 to breathe in, draw the breath high. Pull the belly in for 4 counts as you breathe out. Relax those shoulders. Now continue counting, focus the mind. And if you're aware of Ujjayi breath or the ocean breath, the sound in the throat, the back of the throat, contract the glotis. So you'll hear a ha sound coming from the back of the throat. It's also explained as the victorious breath. In this way we can take a longer, slower breath, and it's very deep. So in meditation, before our practice, we set ourselves up, quietening the mind, relaxing the body. So we aim today to work with the liver and the gallbladder, the meridian lines, the energy lines that run through the body. Yin yoga is a practice that works in combination with the meridians. We also compress in areas. So we'll be sitting in a posture called garland pose or mala asana. So in this posture we do compress into the hips. We stop the flow of blood as we hold in that area. This nourishes the joints. So you get a nice soaking of chi in the area of the joints. We try not to contract any part of the body, the muscles. So it's about letting go. We stay in the poses. We're going to stay today for about 4 minutes. So just do what you can. If you have to have a little bit of a rest between each side or in any of the poses, do what feels right for you. And every time you might redo this video, you can get a little bit deeper. Hold a little bit longer. So let's take one more deep breath in. Last breath. And then let go with the out breath. Draw that belly in towards the spine. Keep squeezing it in. Keep exhaling through the nostrils. Let go. And then just allow the head to fall forward. Allow the head to be heavy. And working with the tissues through the back of the neck, so all the connected tissues that we work with in yin yoga. And then inhale, bring the head back up to center. As you exhale, drop the head back, reach your chin to the sky. Let the head be heavy. And then inhale to bring the head back to center. Relax the shoulders as you exhale. Blink the eyes open. So from here, we're going to go into our garland pose. So we'll come onto our feet. Remember, if you need to sit on a block, if you can't get the heels to the floor just to keep your balance, use the block whenever you can. Otherwise, bring the hands in prayer. Use the outer part of the upper arms to open up the knees. And then relax through the shoulders. Close the eyes if you've got your balance. So we have a compression with the calf muscle against the hamstring here. This stops the flow of blood in this area. You might get tingling sensations. If you need to come out and just get yourself, if you can, back into the posture. Maybe shaking out the legs, get the blood flowing through the legs. So feel that nice stretch. Tuck the tailbone, relax both hips. So you'll be feeling that through the Achilles, through the heel. So remember, it's not using any of the yang tissues. We're just focusing on the yin. Remember to come back to your breath. And just separate those teeth. Try and change any habits that you have that continue through your posture. Always being aware if you are clenching the jaw or the teeth. If your mind starts to wander, keep coming back. Reconnect to your breathing. So before we come to the next posture, we're staying in the garland. If it feels right for you, you can take your hands forward to the floor, lower down the head, relax the hips, and just let the head be heavy. So and just come straight into Indian child's pose. So you can go straight into that posture or stay with me. Now let's all come into Indian child's pose. So try to take the third eye to the mat, relax through the shoulders, be heavy into the heels with the sit bones. And we'll come up. So using your hands, come up slowly. Let the head be the last thing to rise. Pull the belly in to protect the lower back, walk the hands in, and sitting in the diamond posture, buttocks to the heels, raise the head up. Now Angie's going to take us into tadpole. So over to you, Ange.
Couple of shoulder rolls if you feel like you need a little bit of an extra stretch through the upper body. And moving into tadpole. So it's a variation of tadpole, and in today's spring equinox class, we're going to bring the wrists forward and come up onto your hands and knees. If this is too much pressure for your wrists, then just bring the palms, flat fingers forward. So with the wrists forward, we're going to separate the knees mat width apart, or as far as you can beyond the width of the hips. So if we were moving into a frog, we'd pay attention to the alignment of the hip, knee, heel. But with tadpole, we're going to extend the heels away from your knees. We're going to allow your pelvis to just sink forward as you roll your shoulders back. Closing your eyes and closing your mouth. We're going to hold the posture for 4 minutes. Just bringing your awareness to your feet and just allow your heels to feel heavy, softening through your toes, and just keep allowing the weight and allowing gravity to soften and melt your hips forward and down. As you breathe into the chest, breathe into the top of the lungs and let your heart push forward. Slow exhale, feel the hips. Start to feel a gentle stretch through your inner thighs, your outer hips. And just find your stillness. Keeping your internal gaze right between your brows, hear there are no thoughts. And just feel the body melt. So yin yoga is a meditative practice of reconnection and surrender, just by allowing your central nervous system to relax through breath, through stillness. And as you hold the posture, you feel the hips come closer to your mat. Just work with the gravity. And if the mind begins to wander, that's okay. Just bring your awareness back to the breath and start to navigate your breath to any areas of tension or resistance within your body. You should be feeling an activation through your abductors, through your hip flexors. Breathe into that space. The breath, the healing part of every yoga practice. Feel the fingers lightly against the mat. Feel anchored through your wrists, your knees, your heels. Again, just let the muscle melt away from the bone and feel the difference when you start to bring awareness into your practice. So the natural state of your body when it's relaxed is it feels heavy. So invite that relaxation. Invite the feeling of heaviness. And feel that surrender and reconnection through mind and body through your breath. Keep breathing. Slow everything down. So as we come towards the end of your tadpole, just allow your breath to take you on a journey. Big inhale through your nose, full lungs. Slow exhale, feel the weight, feel the release. Just a few more breaths. Soften your toes, No tension in your feet. Take your last 2 breaths. And slowly and mindfully, bring your fingers forward. Bring your knees a little bit closer and let's shift back into child's pose. Extend your arms forward, relax your hips to the heels and bring your third eye to the floor. Staying in your child's pose here and allow a reset of your spine. And as you breathe into the chest, allow your shoulder blades to expand, more space in the upper body. With every exhale, just feel your hips soften in the direction of the heels. Let your belly relax, your chest relax. And if you want to make this an active stretch, on the inhale, reach your palms forward. And on the exhale, release the hips to the heels. Feel the length as you reset your spine. And just take a few more full deep breaths here. Nice slow flow breathing. And Julie will guide you into your next posture, shoelace.
So we'll come up slowly onto our hands and knees. Come over onto the sit bones. So I'm just going to go into the full variation of shoelace. So you can use that in a tight shoelace or a loose shoelace. So just as Ange is demonstrating, so the right leg will be under the left. And half shoelace, I'll have my left leg extended. Now, if you've got any issues with your hamstring, you can place a bolster, a blanket underneath the left leg, under the knee. Cross your right leg over the top. And the idea is to stack the knees here. Move the sit back, bones back a bit. And with the block, you can, if you need to support the head, you can place it on your leg and rest the forehead there. Just set yourself up for a 4-minute hold here using your breath. You can stay in an upright position, or to make it really in, I suggest just coming forward and just really relaxing through the shoulders. Relax through the head. So whatever variation of shoelace you're in, if you're not feeling comfortable, just readjust, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Try not to engage any part of the body, any muscle. Just relax the toes of the left foot. If that leg is extended in half shoelace, keep relaxing through the shoulders, head. So stay focused with your awareness at the third eye, between both eyebrows. Remember, teeth are apart. And you're counting your breath. Focus the mind. So remember, we're working with the liver, gallbladder, meridian lines. We've got a bit of a compression if you are forward folding into the abdominal area, so the internal organs. So I like to, once I'm holding a posture, see if I can go a little bit deeper, so maybe moving the sit bones a little bit and just yielding a little bit more, letting go. becoming heavy. So we've got a beautiful opening through the connective tissue all through the back of the neck if your head is heavy forward. If you had any issues with your lumbar spine, you wouldn't go down too deep. The same goes with sciatica. You wouldn't go too far forward in a forward bend. Now for those, if you are in the full version of shoelace, you can stay there. I'm going to swap to the other side in half shoelace. So I'll extend my right leg, cross the left leg over the right. Once again, you can use that prop under the right knee if you've got an issue with your hamstring. Try to stack the knees one on top of the other. You can use your hands to separate your calf muscle. Just get a little bit more comfortable before you come forward. And use the in-breath to lift and expand. Pull the belly in as you exhale and yield, letting go. Allow the head to be heavy. Staying here with your breath. Once again in the pose, if you can go a little bit deeper without engaging any muscles. So remember, it's about letting go, keeping that mind-body-spirit connection, and focus on your breathing. And I'm going to lift my head now. We're going to come out using your in-breath. So walk your hands in, push yourself up. Now we're going to reset into reverse plank. So legs come together. We'll turn the fingers towards the buttocks, dig the heels, point the toes, lift with the hips, squeeze the glutes as you inhale, and look up. If you can't drop the head back, just keep looking forward. Try and engage the glutes and lift those hips. If you need to, bend into the elbows. One more breath here. So inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. And bend the elbows as you exhale, lower down the hips. Slowly let the head come forward on the shoulders. And I'm just going to take you through to the next pose, dragonfly.
Okay, dragonfly. You're going to extend your legs out to the sides. And you're going to pay attention that you're not flexing your feet, because once you flex the feet, then you are engaging muscles. So we're going to soften the toes. And you don't need to feel like you're doing the split. Just come to a position where you feel comfortable. If you need to place a blanket underneath your sit bones, do so. So once we're in this position, we're going to inhale the arms over the head. Full lungs lengthen. On the exhale, we're going to bring the body to the left. If you need to, again, you'll place a prop underneath your elbow. Julie is going to demonstrate for you how to move into a full-length dragonfly. So this is a twisted dragonfly. We're going to come into the inhale, exhale. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and we're going to twist the chest up towards the ceiling. So the placement of your palm where you need to, you can rest it gently on the side of your head. You're going to feel right away that organic stretch which takes place through the side body, through your left intercostals. So this is essentially for your lung meridians. The lung meridians traveling from the insides of your legs through your groin, moving around your rib cage and then meeting back in your sternum. So in this position, you will close your eyes, close your mouth, and allow your sit bones to feel nice and heavy. If that left sit bone is elevated, please maybe bring the legs a little bit closer towards each other or place a little blanket underneath the sit bone. If there's too much tension for the hamstrings, you'll place blankets underneath both knees. So wherever you're at, you're going to find your place of stillness, and you're going to breathe into any areas of tension or resistance. So just as nature enters a cycle of renewal, growth, and expansion, so does the energy within the physical body. So when we embody the essence of yin, we move inward. It's an inward journey through breath and stillness. And the energy for spring is to bring that energy outwards, and the feelings of spring are movement and vitality, freshness, regrowth, expansion. So we're going to embody these beautiful qualities, and when we leave today's class, we're going to bring that energy out into the world, especially in these times where we can vibrate beautiful energy, so we can spread that around. While you're in this position, start to think about those qualities that you can start to embody. And as you breathe into the top of the lungs and really create expansion inside the internal body. And as you exhale, always allow the body to soften and melt. Relax your toes. Feel the gentle outer rotation of your thighs, your calves. Feel anchored through your sit bones. As you breathe into the upper lobes of the lungs, feel that organic stretch through the intercostals, into the armpit, through your elbow, into the wrists. Soften the hands. And let's take 2 more full, deep, nourishing breaths here. Long inhale, slow exhale. And on the exhale, slowly come up. And we're going to inhale, arms up over the head. Create extension and length. And on the exhale, we're going to shift the body weight to the left. So any variation which works for you. Again, the eyes are closed. You're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to outer rotate your right rib cage. Relax your toes, And again, we want to feel anchored through that right hip. If you don't, a little blanket underneath the sit bone or underneath both knees. So we want to come to a place where we feel relaxed, right? And you need to hold the postures in yin yoga for a minimum of about 4 minutes until we start to feel it within the body. So that feeling of stagnant energy, of blockages, it's a discomfort. Ultimately finding comfort in discomfort through surrendering, through breath, through stillness. And when those stories and that narrative starts to play out in your mind, that's okay. Just acknowledge them, release them, and come back to the breath, the breath. Start to navigate that breath to the inner thighs, to the side body, right side, wherever you're feeling that tension or resistance. And let's just stay still for the last minute and a half and just allow the muscles to melt away from the bone and just breathe. Eyes are closed, mouth is closed, and we're holding. So the connective tissue, the fascia, is a protective shield which wraps around every nerve in your body. So essentially these nerves, this fascia, it can't be stretched, but it is pliable and malleable. And to access these meridians and the fascia, we just need to hold the postures until we start to feel it. So hopefully we're all feeling it through the inner thighs and the side body for your last few full deep breaths. Just let your head feel heavy, feel anchored through the sit bone. Take 2 breaths. And on your exhale, come back through the center. Inhale, both arms up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then we're going to bring the legs together. And we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So this is just a restorative posture, a little reset here. You can keep your knees bent. And you can place the blanket under the knees, or you can place it here. So we're going to inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. So let's keep the internal gaze between the brows in this restorative little reset. Allow the back of the body to feel heavy. And if you want to create a bit of a stretch in the back of the legs, you can flex your feet, turn your toes. Just let the shoulders relax and breathe into the back of the legs. And let the spine just realign. For the last 3, 2, 1. And Julie is going to guide you through twisted roots.
So we'll come down onto our back. And we're going to bring our arms out to the side, goal post the arms, so bend into the elbows. Then we'll bring our knees above the hips. Plant the feet to the ground right next to the hips. And then we're going to cross our right knee over our left. Now this is the first variation. We're going to take our knees slowly to the left side. Now you can stay looking up, or if it feels okay in your neck, you can start to look along the opposite direction, along the right arm. Drop those hips, let them go. You can hold on to the right knee with the left hand. But try to just keep letting go through both hips. Allow them to be heavy. Relax your right shoulder. Now, as we stay in this twist, I want you to focus on your breathing. It's really restricted when we are twisting into the internal organs. But this pose and all spinal twists actually squeeze, and it's like a wringing out of the internal organs. So it's a detoxing posture, releasing toxins trapped within all those spaces. So using the breath, we can expel any of those toxins through the out breath. So make the breath long, inhaling for 4, belly rising. Draw the breath high, open into the ribs. And then exhale, pull the belly slowly in towards the spine. Relax your right shoulder, relax the head, hips. Now just staying there, we're going to hold a little bit longer. Try and relax as much as you can. If you can go a little bit deeper, bring the knees back, head back to center. Wrap your right foot around the left ankle. Really get into a twisted root position. Drop the knees back over to the left side. And then pick up the head, turn, look along your opposite arm. So in the direction of the right, and you can grab back onto that right knee with the left hand. Relax through the right shoulder. Staying here and breathe. Breathe into all those spaces. Make sure the teeth are apart, tongue is relaxed. We're going to hold here for 2 more long breaths. So breathe in for 4. Try to use the ocean breath. And then exhale for 4, pulling in the belly. Slow it right down. Don't be in a hurry. And 1 more round. To come out of the pose, use the in-breath, turn the head back to center. And then draw the knees back, ground both hips, uncross the legs, arms out to the side, goalpost the arms. We're going to go straight to the other side, cross the left leg over the right. So you can stay with that position loosely. Take your knees both to the right side, or set yourself straight up into that twist where you've got your left heel, toes around your right heel. And then just relax both hips, relax the knees, let them be heavy. And if you can take it further, pick up the head and look along your left arm. Relax through the left shoulder. You can hold on to your left knee with your right hand, but you don't want to really engage any muscle here. You want the hips to relax completely. Gaze into that darkness between your eyebrows. Focus here on your breathing, the sound in the throat, the ocean breath. So remember, the breath is a little bit restricted in the twist, so you really want to focus on that full breath, full lungs. Coming out slowly. Start with the head, use your in-breath, roll it back to center. And then pick up the knees, ground into both hips, uncross the legs. Bring your arms long beside the body. So from here, just extend out the legs in Savasana. Relax through the hips. And just going to take us through Savasana. So just stay here to reset for a moment. And then grab anything you need. So if you want to cover the body with a blanket, or you can place the blanket under the knees. And coming into that restorative relaxation posture. And I'll hand it over to Angie.
So once you have your position of stillness and release and surrender, I again invite you to close your eyes and close your mouth. And as you close your eyes, allow the lids over the eyes to feel heavy. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and soften the jaw. As you breathe into the chest, feel the belly rise. A nice slow exhale, feel your belly fall and expand. Start to feel the back of the body heavy, and we keep the top of the body soft and light through breath. So using this time for a deeper integration of what's been happening in the last 45 minutes. So the meridians, the channels for your liver, start at the soles of the feet and they travel through the insides of the legs, through the groin, through the stomach. They wrap around the outsides of the rib cage and connect at the sternum. The meridians for the gallbladder travel from the outsides of your legs, through your outer hip, through the back side of your body, through your upper thoracic, through your cervical, all the way through the crown of your head and meeting to the outsides of your eyes, looping to the tops of the ears and arriving back to the crown. So these are the areas, the channels, the nerves, the nadis that have been directing a deeper flow of chi, of energy, of your vital energy, life force, and directing those channels into your liver and your gallbladder. The two pair organs which are associated with the season of spring for your spring equinox yoga class. These two vital organs are essentially the organs which detoxify and purify your body and release what no longer serves us. So using this time just to enjoy and embody that essence of yin, of spring, of renewal, of growth, of expansion. Please stay here as long as you like. Make sure that you do feel the gentle outer rotation of your arms and your legs. And as you breathe into your chest, breathing the warmth and the nourishment of spring. And as you exhale, we release. Release what no longer serves you mentally, physically, emotionally. And when you do choose to leave your practice, you leave each practice with open heart, open mind. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you, sister.
We'll see you again. We hope to do this again. So join us next time. Namaste.
Enjoy.